Well, it was a tale of two halves, obviously. We got off to a fantastic start, had great momentum. We made enough mistakes at the end of the first half to let them back in the game, and it's college basketball. There's always games like this with great swings of momentum. I thought the second half we got off to another good start. It was back and forth, and we built a 7-point lead with about minute 10 to go. And credit to Colorado State, they made the plays, and we did not down the stretch. They had an offensive rebound, down 7 that led to a layup. We had a 1-on-1 free throw we missed. They came down, attacked off that miss, got a layup. And then obviously we ran shot clock down on a ball screen. Terrell Gomez got to the paint, got a shot up, missed it. And they hit a corner 3 with a foul for a 4-point play, and we're up 3. So anything that could go wrong down the stretch went wrong. I thought our last shot, down 1, was pretty good. We ball screened Matt. Matt got down into the paint, trying to get a layup or a foul. It didn't go in. So credit to Colorado State for making the plays to win the game. They deserved it. We didn't make enough plays to win the game. Although we played magnificent in stretches, we didn't play well enough for an entire game to deserve to win. So now the task at hand is put it behind us as quickly as we can, not let one loss cause 2 losses, and be ready to move on and play them again in 2 days.
Yeah, Dutch, in a more big picture way, what has to happen to lose a 26-point lead at home?
You see games like this all the time. And, 26 is a big number, obviously. But home court is not home court anymore without the fans in the building. We're a familiar environment, but we didn't have the fans in here that at times last year and past have spurred us on and when we've struggled at times in games. So losing a lead is not unique in college basketball. It happens all the time. Unfortunately, it happened to us today.
What hurt most in terms of them being able to come back?
Obviously, the loss in our first conference game. Like I said, as badly as we played at times, we had a 7-point lead with maybe, a minute 5 to go. So that should be enough to win the game, but we didn't close the game. We didn't make the plays down the stretch to close the game out, and they did. So at some point, you have to say credit to them. We have to play better down the stretch and make more plays.
And on that 4-point play on the baseline, what was kind of going through your head as you saw that develop? It was kind of a double clutching thing and contact, and that shot goes in I don't know how many times out of 100, but that moment in particular.
Yeah, well, that's college players making college plays, So we've made them in the past. We've made timely shots to win games, and this was not our night to make it, and it was theirs to make it. It was a very difficult shot. I wish we wouldn't have fouled him on it. I think looking back at the replay, we might have nicked him on the elbow. But credit to him for taking and making a really hard corner 3 that was contested, overly contested. But, in college basketball, at some point, you have to make plays to win a game, and they made the plays, and we didn't.
Last thing for me, with this unique schedule of playing 2 and 3 days at single sites, does a loss like this influence Monday in any way?
I don't think, obviously, we're disappointed in the loss, and we'll know our opponent well, having just played them. So we'll see. I don't know how many adjustments I'll make. I thought we made some good plays. When we varied from our game plan at both ends of the floor, we got ourselves into trouble. So I think the game plan was fairly solid. We have to stick to it better and make more plays when winning is on the line.
Dutch, what was the situation with AG?
AG wasn't feeling well before the game, and we think it was maybe a gastrointestinal thing. But out of an abundance of caution with the time we're living in, I felt, trainers, doctors felt it was best that maybe we hold him out, get him retested tomorrow, COVID tested. Everybody tested negative today, obviously, before the game, and we've tested maybe 4 times in the last 6 days, all negative tests. But when anybody gets sick this day and age, I think out of an abundance of caution, you set him out, and that's what we did. AG wanted to stay, he wanted to play, but I just didn't feel it was in anybody's best interest to let him do that.
In what ways did you miss him today?
I told the team before the game, it's the effort plays, it's the hustle plays. AG's not out there banging threes or driving in and dunking the ball. He's taking charges, he's getting loose ball rebounds, which was part of the game today. They got a lot of loose ball rebounds, long rebounds on us, and it's the things you don't see in the stat sheet that AG helps with. So hopefully we'll have AG back on Monday for the game, and he'll be back out there and playing like he does with great effort and energy.
And what's the injury update on Keyshawn and Keith?
Keith has got, I think, a hip issue that we're taking slow, obviously. Keyshawn got hit in the shoulder pretty hard in the first half on that fall. I think he was available to go back in the second half, but I didn't put him back in. Looking back, maybe I should have given him some minutes in the second half, but those are things I'm going to have to go back and evaluate the things I did well and didn't do well during this game.
And last thing, as you tactically look ahead to the next game, what was one thing they did really well in this game that you're going to have to correct in 2 days?
I haven't looked at the numbers of the tape yet. I like what we did for a large part, but we'll switch some of it up so they don't get in a rhythm against it the next time. But I thought we did a fairly good job. We just didn't close the game. They're a dangerous team. We know that. They gave us a great game last year, and we came back and won it. This year, they came back and won it. So we have to make timely plays down the stretch. We have to, when we get tired, not deviate from the game plan, not jump out, overplay some things we shouldn't have. And there's always mistakes in every game. But obviously, we have to try to correct the things we didn't do well and then move on and play another competitive game on Monday.
Knowing that you're going to end up playing this exact same team, and that's something you've never done before, it's something your players have never done before, playing them back-to-back like this, what was your message to the team immediately following the game to try to maybe swing this in a positive note for Monday?
I've told them this after wins and losses. We have to have an NBA mentality. As disappointed as we are, we can't let today's loss lead to a loss on Monday because we're so disappointed that all we can do is dwell on what happened tonight. The NBA plays every other night constantly, and they have an ability to learn from what happened the night before, not let it affect the next game, and that's what I want this team to do. I want them to believe they're good. I want them to have a swagger about them. I want them to play as hard as they played tonight, but maybe make a few more timely plays, and that's basketball, and that's what we'll do.
And you said it in your opening statement that college basketball is such a game of runs, and we saw that clearly tonight. Knowing coming up on Monday they're going to try to do the same thing, how do you stop some of these long 14-0, 16-0 runs that they went on tonight?
I think they're asking the same thing. How are we going to start San Diego State from getting on a 16-0 run to start? Obviously, yeah, we have to make more plays. You can't give teams open looks. You can't make mistakes, and usually mistakes lead to runs. I don't know what our turnovers were. I thought we did a decent job for the most part taking care of the ball. But they're a very good running team, and we didn't give them a whole lot on the break till the very end when they won the game. They got an early up and a layup, and they got a fast break kick for a three on a missed free throw. So their break ended up winning the game. I thought we did a decent job in the half court for the most part. We switched a lot of ball screens, and we had our guards, fronting their posts. But they threw it in. I didn't think it was that detrimental to us. And we had our bigs guarding their guards. Stevens is a first-team all-conference guard. I thought we did a very good job on him. But Thistlewood hit some threes, and then Tunji made plays down the stretch. If you were to say, pick anybody on the Colorado State roster who's going to make 2 plays down the stretch to win the game, I don't think you'd have picked him. But he did. To his credit, he made the 2 plays to win the game.
Matt, we heard what Coach Dutcher had to say. What did you, just kind of going up 26, what did you kind of feel like happened to that point? Because things were going so well at that point. What changed?
I'm thinking maybe we just lost focus. I think that was one of our worst defensive games of the year. Being backdoor cut, just got out of position on defense. I think we felt as a whole that our offense was going well, and at times we got stumped. But at the end of the day, we just didn't get the job done on the defensive end.
Are you glad that you get to play him again in 2 days and get another opportunity? What's the feeling there?
I think it'd be good to have that game and get it back. I wouldn't say I was glad to play him again. You kind of got to. So it's a 2-game series, and I'm going to be ready for the game. The team's going to be ready. We're going to be ready to bounce back and hopefully put this first one behind us.
Last one for Dutch. Coach, do you feel like the 26-point lead actually hurt you at all in terms of some shot selection? Maybe, as Matt said, just kind of a little overconfidence, losing focus. I know that's weird to go up 26 and say that hurt you, but did that play into it?
I'd take it any time if we could get up 26. Gladly. But no, it's a game of runs. You know, it's every game you watch in college basketball, there's going to be runs. You got to try to extend yours and shorten theirs. And we let them get out on a big run. Maybe I should have taken a timeout in that stretch. We had a TV timeout in the middle of it. So I thought that was good enough to kind of get us back on pace. But usually runs are started by turnovers. And I think we had 3 turnovers in that stretch and didn't get shots up and made enough mistakes to let them back in the game. But that's what teams do. I mean, this is a good team. So teams go on runs. We were 16 down in the second half to Pepperdine, won the game. We were 17 down to BYU and tied it with 1:11 to go. So basketball's a game of runs. Unfortunately, the run went against us today. We let a good start go for naught, and we have to find a better way. And with all that being said, we're up 7 with 1:05 to go. We have to finish the game. We have to close the game out.
Our questions for the student athletes that are good, Jordan and Matt, and let's start with Jordan. Jordan, what do you learn from a game like this one?
I think you just learn that you need to be better down the stretch, myself included. Just can't make those plays. You got to be better.
And Jordan, how much does this one hurt?
I mean, it never feels good to lose the game up 7. Never feels good to lose ever. So, I mean, yeah, it doesn't feel good.
And Matt, same questions for you. What do you learn from this? What do you take away from a game like this?
You take away that you got to take better care of the ball down the stretch. I felt I had a few turnovers that turned into transition, whether it was a bucket or just momentum swinging the other way. You learn you gotta crack down. You just gotta be better, as Jordan said. And also, as Jordan said, it hurts. It always hurts to lose. To lose, you never want to lose. So just going into it next game, we just gotta be better prepared, and also better prepared down the stretch, and just stay together.
And Matt, one final question. Obviously, you don't want to lose a game like this or any time, as you mentioned, but to lose it at this point in the season where you're only 8 games in, a lot of learning things that you can take forward from here?
Definitely a lot of learning we could take from it. We'll get back into the film room and get together as a team and just get better.
This question is for Coach. Talk about, would you like to see more driving to the basket than taking the 3-ball?
I mean, our three-point shooting was incredible. I think, what were we? 14 for 30. That's as good as you're going to see anywhere in the country. And we had 18 assists on 23 baskets, so we played the right way. We shared the ball. But obviously, every game is different. They pack the paint. They put a lot of people in front of you. And so it's a drive and kick game. It's a throw it in the post, go against a double, kick it out for open threes, and we made a lot of threes. And I was happy with our shot selection for the most part. You know, I wish we'd have finished a little bit more around the basket when we got it there. You know, we had a couple opportunities where we were right around the rim and the ball didn't go in. But I thought offensively, for the most part, we played the right way.
Coach, David Roddy really seemed to energize the Rams today. What made him so difficult to contain?
I mean, Roddy's a lot like Matt. He's hard to guard. He can play inside, he can play outside, he can shoot it, he can drive it. And obviously when they went small in the first half, that's when they went on the run with Roddy as a 5-man. So he played well. He played well. And he's a good player. So I would expect that he'll continue to play well as the season goes on.
I just want to know what you saw on that last play. It looked like you were a little surprised they called that foul. What did you think about that?
I mean, I was surprised that they called it. I think looking back on the film, though, I did touch him on the elbow, but felt like I had my hands up in the moment, and you always feel like you don't foul him in the moment. But, you know, that was just my reaction in the moment.
Did you feel like you drifted too close to him, or you know, next time you go more straight up? I mean, what was the thing that you wish you would have done differently?
Yeah, I mean, drifted too close to him, but at the end of the day, he also just made a tough shot, so